Joining me right now is Chok Tung. He is the CEO of Alumac Industries. Alumac is a company that makes aluminium extrusion profiles for industrial application. They have been around in 1994 and they've been doing amazing work. And CT himself has been a Vistage member since 2005 and was just honored with the Vistage Lifetime Achievement Award. So thank you so much, CT, for being here, and congratulations on winning the Vistage Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you for having me here.
Now, CT, I know it's a great achievement winning this award. I want to start with, in your career so far, what do you feel has been the proudest achievement for you?
I would say it's the proudest. I would say I'm very thankful to arrive where I am today. So I personally, I do not believe success is only belongs to oneself. So I have to give credit to my team and the people have helped me along the way.
Now, speaking of along the way, it has been a long journey for you. You became CEO of Alumac at a very young age, 27 years old. I can only imagine the weight of that. Stepping into that business is considered somewhat of a family business. What went through your mind when you first started?
Okay, Alumac was formed through joint venture. So my dad personally have borrowed a lot of money and loaned it to the company on this. So when the joint venture couldn't work out, so he had no choice but to buy up the whole majority, about everything of the companies. Since he was the only investor, he doesn't know much about aluminium. And I'm just started my career to work in Alumac. I was just handed the job. And that's about it. And no more further financial assistance or other thing. So you can do what you have on the time. So to me, the time was either to swim or to die situation.
And how did you pull through? Because I understand it was very difficult at that time. It was considered, I think, almost like a crisis for the company and yourself personally. How did you manage to find that strength to overcome all the challenges, to do something that you don't even know, where to start? It's like a blank page for you.
So being the time was really inexperienced. I do not have an option to fail. So I have no choice really to only talk about survival to one step at a time, and also to numb myself, put into all these situations. The company wasn't started off with a very good footing. So it was crisis after crisis. We have gone through a different kind of recessions. A few recessions, I would say. And with that itself, we have a very limited resources. I still remember the lowest point in my life would be when my parents' company has been sued by the banks, okay, and I happen to be a guarantor there. If I couldn't make it through, everything fall down completely, left with nothing's there.
So you mentioned that in your work, you're in a business because it's family and business. Quitting was not an option for you. How did you manage to stay focused on the work that was in front of you at Alumac and to make sure that you pull through during those difficult times?
I don't think I have to have a very far, what is so-called, ahead of time. But I just only look at how can I survive and pull through one at a time. So those are the only things, and we have to continue to work on, and whatever money we make, we will reinvest back again. And gradually, with that itself, step by step, a very hard way. But with every crisis, it's always pull us back again, another few notch down, another few notch down. So it just like, it takes you a very long time, being an experience and no one else, and very limited resources, and you can't make a lot of changes, wonders, and so. I'm really glad and that many of my people has been staying with us for many years. I'm really thankful to them.
28 years as a CEO is a long time.
It's really
You've
long.
gone through so many crises, as you mentioned, and now you have a team of about 180 people under you. How do you personally keep your employees positive and motivated even during difficult times?
What I do believe is that you have to work together with them, okay? And you have to continue to invest for improvement. With that itself, the people will, when they see the company has in progress, and they can feel part of it, and they themselves would be self-motivated.
Okay. And in your business, I imagine as a CEO, you're always constantly weighing the pros and cons when you reinvest, right? You have a balance sheet to look after. At the same time, you need to reinvest for growth. So how do you prioritize making those tough decisions on where the company needs investment for it to continue growing?
Okay, I'm really lucky for the shareholders to really understand. For the first 15 years to 20, there was no dividend payout. So all the money that even we make, even no matter how small, we reinvest in the company. We invested in various areas, from the machinery side to the IT side to the people, to everywhere we just put in, keep on putting in money. And we tell the shareholder, please, I do not have any dividends for you. But those money have been used to reinvest back in the company. That's how we started. Luckily with the understanding and the support.
I think not just understanding and support, I think there's that trust from them to you as well.
Yeah, thanks for that, because I have to still let them see the results from there.
Okay.
Progressive results.
Well, and clearly you have done very well after 28 years as CEO and leading a family business like that. So I do wonder, on a personal level, how do you continuously invest for your own growth and keep yourself on the upward trajectory?
I believe it's a continuous learning. Okay, be open-minded and so. Now, joining, part of it, like joining every stage, it does definitely helps a lot in my journey. Not only that, looking through various way of other places, like certain YouTube, some motivational courses, and continue to attend learnings. So that itself helps. We have to stay relevant.
Okay. Your company produces aluminium extrusion profiles, which many may not know. What does it mean, extrusion profiles? I'll let you explain it. But when it comes to manufacturing, it's not seen as a very glamorous industry. It's not as sexy, as working in a tech startup or something. And I do wonder, is it challenging for you to find talent to be in your company so that you can continue to grow?
I believe every businesses also find it difficulty of finding the top talents. Little that people would stereotype is that actually in manufacturing sectors, there are very wide scope of career opportunity. I say almost everybody could find something that they want in the industry. So, however, we do not only focus on individual performance. We are more value people who have the same core value like us, like teamwork, growth mindset, accountability. With that itself, it's a great team we can form if we work together.
And I think every great team must have a great leader. And I wonder, for you, what are the qualities you think make a good leader? In
different situations, there's a different management style. There's no one right or wrong way. But I do notice a common trait among all the good leaders is they never give up. They will try hard to make things happen. This one.
And I think different time requires different kind of leadership. When a company is going through a crisis, your style would be very different when the company is growing well, right?
Yes, definitely is difference. So you have to look at the true situation. But with every of these works, a team is like a balancing act to me. A good team, a dedicated team, an understanding of shareholders, and very supportive supplier makes a big difference. So this is like a balancing act. I don't think I could ever do without all these elements put in together. Plus, I believe our customers also believe in us and continue to give us order and support us, and we work through all the step-by-step.
Over the years, what are some of the most important lessons that you have learned about leadership, especially in your industry?
Yes, to me, it's being adaptive and continuous learning and improving. There will be, I always have that mindset in mind.
Being a leader of a company, that comes to the job is a sense of having to do things alone, making decisions alone, and sometimes it can be a pretty isolating journey. How do you cope with that feeling?
I am lucky enough to be surrounded by people who have a good mindset, like they wanted the best out of me. So a family who are very supportive, and I have a chance to join like a V-stage where I find chairs in there where will help me, and also the members where I can process issues is there. So not only that, I will try to join friends who are same-minded. So we often have sometimes discussion or sharing. That helps a lot when you have loans. And sometimes cold shower works.
Cold shower? That works for you? Okay. Well, that never worked for me. I'm a hot shower person. But you've been a V-stage member since 2005. It has been a long time, and I'm sure you have forged very good relationship with that. What is that one thing that you have gained a lot from being part of V-stage since you've joined since 2005?
When I was younger, that time, so when I joined, I learned from the older member. So as I grow, I've learned the difference between the professional and the business owner. As slowly as I grow, I learn it from the younger group. So with that itself, I always be open-minded to learn whatever is possible, and always bring that back to my team and things to discuss. How can we work on, go further, and this so.
That's very interesting, because when we talk about V-stage, we always hear about learning from people who are older. But you being as a member, you've had the opportunity to learn from the younger leaders as well. And I think sometimes it's not easy because you have to put ego at the side, to humble yourself, to learn from other people. How do you do that, as a leader, even day to day, put ego at the side and try to absorb information and also feedback from other people?
I think it has to be open-minded. Okay, if you feel that you want to make yourself relevant, the younger group is themselves, they are very creative, they are very fast, and they are also risk-taking. So with that itself, we always be a learning journey. It doesn't matter how old we are.
Okay. Now, if you can go back in time, when you first became CEO, what advice would you give yourself? Is there anything in particular that you wish you had known earlier when you started your journey as an entrepreneur?
Okay, if what it takes has to be for me what it is today, so I can't give a specific advice, but if I would have to pick up one thing called, if life itself is a lesson, what could I possibly learn? Maybe that itself would cope with my different stress level and increase my wisdom in a different way.
Okay. And if someone were to ask you, young entrepreneurs or business leaders looking to get into the same industry and looking to you as like, oh, what he's achieved is amazing, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Going through all this journey, I believe one shall give times to be good in whatever they do, because there are a lot of things that need times to solve the problem. Just be patient for your own self, for your people, and for the market to accept you.
For the market to accept you. Okay. And I think sometimes also maybe you can't reach 100%. Sometimes putting in that 80% also helps.
I always believe never stops, because everybody looking for 100% of greatness, investment, everything. But as long as we continue, no matter how small it is, things will make a difference in the long run. Just never stop and never fall back.
Okay, that's a very good advice. All right, so I just want to talk a bit more about your relationship with V-stage. Winning a Lifetime Achievement Award is, of course, a very significant milestone. I wonder if there are any dreams that you have yet to fulfill or goals that you want to achieve in your career.
Okay.
Or even professional lives, if you want to share with us.
I try to make myself enjoy the journey and experience a different kind of experience. So perhaps I'd like to travel a bit more in the coming future. Because as personally, I see that my family has started from nothing, building up something, and lost it, overlost everything again, and restarted again. So power and money comes and go, so it's really impermanent. So as I just now earlier mentioned, if life itself is a lesson, what could I possibly learn?
Okay, so before we wrap things up, just to throw in a question to get to know you a bit better, right? So if you had a chance to have dinner with someone, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you ask them?
I would like to have dinner with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So he is a great leaders having the right foundation for the learning the human's values.
Okay. You seem like a pretty spiritual person yourself. What values do you live by, and how do you sometimes, I know work can be a lot, how do you disengage and re-energize for you?
I love to have dinner with a family.
Okay.
And at time having dinner with friends. I think that will help a lot.
Okay. All right. And thank you so much, CT, for sharing your thoughts. And best of luck to Alumac Industries in
Thank you.
future
Thank you for having me
undertakings.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you.